Hi, my name is Emmett Gross. I am the Home Retention Manager with Housing Resources, and with me is Tracy Polk, who runs the Tool Loan Center here. And what we want to do is talk a little bit about some of the basic home maintenance that homeowners can do, especially new homeowners. One of the most important things you can do as a new homeowner is to change the locks in your house. You don't know how many keys have been floating around, how many people have been in and out of that house. So for your own security, peace of mind, just get those old locks out of there and put some new ones in. Tracy's going to walk through the pieces of the lock, and then we're going to show you exactly how to do it. Tracy?
All right, I'm Tracy Polk. I'm the rehab specialist with Housing Resources, and we're going to go through a few parts here for those that are not familiar with the new lock sets. You're going to have your cylinder, and you're going to have your key, and you're going to have your actual turn lock portion. So those are the main three pieces of the lock set. Now this is a deadbolt here, and this is a regular key lock handle with the regular handles. And basically you're gonna have your screws, and all you need is a screwdriver in most cases. We'll go into detail about doors that do not have the holes in them, but right now we're talking about pre-drilled holes and just changing the locks, not creating new locks. Whenever replacing a lock, you're going to start with the cylinder. This is what gives you your lineup for the key part and for the knob part. So we start putting the cylinder in, and there's always, or normally on most locks, there's always a positioning that says up on this in most cases. So you're going to put it in the up position, and you're going to slide it in the door the correct way, and then you screw the cylinder in first. This is how we always start when we were installing the lock. And then we make sure we locate the in and the out, because a lot of times you might put the out where the in is, and then you got a problem because you have the keyhole on the inside and not the outside. So locate the outside of the door where you want the keyhole to go, and locate the inside of the door where you want the turn knob. And a note for everyone, now you have to have the knob on the inside when you're doing outside doors, because it's a fire hazard if you have two locks on both sides. So we want to make sure when we're doing outside doors, you have a turn lock and you have a keyhole on the outside. All right, come on, let's go to this side. We're going to start with the keyhole portion. And the keyhole portion is actually going to go through the cylinder, and it's going to set, and you want to line it up and make sure it's, what is that? Vertical. I was going to say horizontal. Make sure it's vertical. The keyhole is vertical, and that helps you when you go to set your back portion here, which is the knob here. And then we go to the back here, and we slide the back into the line. We line it up so that it fits into the portion. Oh, I gotta make sure. And then we want to test it first. We can line the holes up, but we want to test it. Always test it before you put the screws in, because there's normally going to be an issue if it's not lined up correctly. But we see it's open and we see it's closing. So now all we do is have to place the screws in. Line up the screws, place them in the hole, and begin. Next, we're going to talk about installing the door knob portion of the lock. And just like the deadbolt, you're going to start with the cylinder first, and then the outside of the door is normally going to be the curved part when you put the cylinder in. And like I say, on most cylinders, there's going to be an up arrow. So you're going to make sure to install it correctly. You put it in when the up arrow's up. You don't put the up arrow down. And we're going to move around to the front of the door. This is the front of the door. So this is where your keyhole is going to go for the doorknob here. And then you want to put your keyhole. If you guys want to come and look, there's several holes in there, but you want to make sure your keyhole goes through the square and through the holes. If you want to. Can you get a look? Yep, through the square and through the holes at the top. And that's the best way to line it up. And then once you got your keyhole portion in, you start with the lock portion, and you want to make sure this is lined up. If you want your lock up and down, you make sure this is lined up so that it fits over the square portion of the cylinder, and it goes right in. And then all you have to do is line up your screw holes, put your screws in there to match it up, and there you have it. Always start with a finger screw, that way you don't strip it. Start screwing with your fingers before you start with the screwdriver. Never use a power drill on doorknobs. Never use a power drill. All right, thank you.